All right, everybody, welcome to our PTA meeting. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody has a copy of the minutes. They were on the table. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes. Okay, we've got one. A second.
And your name?
Luce Mortman. Luce, L-U-Z, Mortman. And then we're going to just go quickly on to the treasurer's report. So, Jean Marie, that's you.
That's me. All righty. We have the treasurer's, copies of the treasurer's report over there. Let's hear a shout out for bank interest, $3.67. And I have to say, and t-shirts membership. I'll talk about interest later. Can I have a motion to approve?
And your name?
Got it. Okay. And a second?
Your name?
Anna.
Anna.
Lenza, L-E-N-Z.
Thank you.
Our goal with the PTA is to give away as much money as possible to our students. That's what we love to do. That's my favorite thing in the whole wide world to do. I love writing checks and spending other people's money on people that deserve it. We just received 4 more requests. And due to the lack of support and the lack of funds, we had to go down again from $200 to $100. We're not getting the support that we need or the funds that we need to give out as much as we want to and as much that's asked. So now we can only give our SLCs and teams $100 a piece, and even that's going to have to stop because we do have to hold money on the side for scholarships and for incentive awards. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting and everybody who does support. I don't want to take away from that, and I don't want to take away from our $3.67 in bank interest, but it's not enough. So last year we went from 300 to 200. This year we have to go from 200 to 100. So the groups that we're helping out this month are the Color Guard, Girls JV Volleyball, the Glee Club, and the Girls Basketball. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jean Marie. Okay, I'm going to break protocol on the agenda, and I'm going to ask Alexis to come and give her presentation. So please welcome Alexis Gillis.
Good afternoon. I'm Alexis Gillis. I am the SAPIS counselor here, which stands for Substance Abuse Prevention Intervention Specialist. So I just want to show you a video on vaping and then just get some questions and then also let you guys know about the protocol that we do here. So is that okay? All right. So this we just made with the Academy of Communication and Media Arts. So the students put this together for us.
Cigarettes first arrived on the market somewhere in 2004 to 2005, but they did not gain much popularity until 2007. The main reason behind vaping popularity is the fact that it is
No, you good. All right.
much more efficient nicotine delivery system compared to traditional methods. Since the 80s, many smokers have been looking at alternative methods of nicotine delivery, such as patches, nicotine gum, or even chewing tobacco.
Vaping is the act of inhaling and exhaling aerosol, often mistaken for water vapor, which is produced by an e-cigarette or similar device. The term is used because e-cigarettes do not produce tobacco smoke, but rather an aerosol that actually consists of fine particles. Many of these particles contain varying amounts of toxic chemicals which have been linked to cancer, as well as respiratory and heart failure. However, vaping is new on the market, that we predict that it may cause cancer in the future. Generally, a vaping device consists of a mouthpiece, a battery, a cartridge for containing the e-liquid or e-juice, and a heating component for the device that is powered by a battery.
information is known about the real-life effects of vaping and using e-cigarettes, there is enough to prove that it is bad for you. According to multiple news outlets, the number of vaping-related deaths has mostly recently risen to at least 18, with over 1,000 cases of mysterious lung illness linked to vaping reported in the United States. Vaping is said to irritate the lungs and potentially lead to serious lung damage. Additionally, the aerosol from e-cigarettes is said to contain dangerous and potentially harmful chemicals.
This includes nicotine, ultrafine particles that can be inhaled deep into your lungs, volatile organic compounds like benzene that is found in car exhaust, flavorings such as diacetyl, which is linked to lung disease, heavy metals like nickel, tin, and lead. Vaping also has brain risks, including slow brain development in teens that can affect memory, concentration, learning, self-control, and attention. It can also increase the risk of addiction later in life. Furthermore, vaping can lead to smoking other e-cigarettes and filtered tobacco as well.
So, that's a little bit of the facts, the hazards, and also just so you guys know a little bit about it. The vapes that you guys seen, like when it was all laid out, is actually stuff that we actually confiscated from like a lot of students. So we are trying to cut down on kids vaping. And we also have a protocol that if a kid is vaping or that we think that maybe they are under the influence, it's a 201, which I left on the table, and it looks like this. So you guys just know for your sanity that what we're doing with the kids that we feel like might be under the influence or whatever it is that might be happening, and just so that we know that they're okay and that we're going to call like their parents, or if we feel like it's something that's really severe, we do call the ambulance to make sure that they're okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments or any concerns? What do you guys think of the video the kids did?
Very good. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alexis. The schedule of the PTA meetings is here. It's staying the same as of now, but it is subject to change. The PTA now has an email address also on your list. Please use it. We'll be checking it frequently for any questions, suggestions, concerns. PTA fundraisers. We had to cancel the November 8th paint night. It just wasn't a day that worked. We're looking to have it outside of the school. So hopefully we have in the next month or so a new date and a new place. The Modell's fundraiser is going to be November 22nd to December 20th. The flyers weren't ready yet, so they're not available on the table, but for the next PTA meeting they will be here. They'll be here on time.
I'll put them on Facebook and I'll send them to
Okay,
People Path.
yes, and they'll be on Facebook and Pupil Path and all that good stuff. The Amazon fundraiser. I know everybody shops on Amazon. Everybody. Nobody doesn't not shop on Amazon. Please use it. We need the funds. We are very low, as you can see from the treasurer's report. We usually do very well, and by this time of the year, we're much better financially than we are. So please, any little thing helps. Any little fundraiser that we put out there, please use. We'll also put that on Pupil Path on the Facebook page to remind you to when you're going to shop on Amazon, and I'm on Amazon 10 times a day. To use it, please, please, please use it. It really does help, and it adds up. We need an attendance committee representative. We do not have one. The attendance committee meetings are every third Friday of the month at 9:40 a.m. If anybody can do it, please let me know. Please fill out a willingness to serve form. Please leave it up here. Ask around. We had 2 people that signed up for it. Neither one of them can do it. So we need that. If you haven't paid your PTA membership dues or made a donation, please do so. Again, it helps. It all goes back to the kids. And Sing, we need volunteers to donate baskets or things that we can put in baskets, because we do have that during Sing. And that's it. Any questions for me? Okay, Ms. DeAngelis, you're up.
I'll be really quick tonight. And first, I want to say thank you for coming out in the rain. Second, I want to apologize for looking like this. But I was in a dress and heels all day, and I said, I'm not walking out in this rain. So, just to piggyback what Alexis just shared with you, I got on the loudspeaker the other day and ranted a little bit. 42 cartridges were found in the urinals. So if you heard your kids tell you that I was a little upset the other day on the loudspeaker, I was. They compromised our pipes. We've already had so many problems, but if you understand, just the 2 bathrooms up here sit over the downstairs, which means the museum that's downstairs, the phys ed rooms, the North Gym that just had all that work done. It's just very upsetting. It's just very upsetting. And that's not to say the 3rd floor is free of cartridges. It's just as bad, but this is where we pull them all out. 42 in 4 days. So they're finishing the cartridges and shoving them in there, or they're afraid they're going to get caught. So when they hear someone's coming, they're shoving them in there. And it's been a problem. So we have a lot wrong with these 2 bathrooms, and I know that the students complain on a regular basis. They complain to me every Friday morning. We were approved for our bathroom upgrade. They're going to have state-of-the-art bathrooms with hand dryers and soap dispensers, you know. But with that comes the fact that we then have to message out that you have to take care of things too. I mean, you can't just, you know, break everything and fool around in the bathroom so that they look crappy. And, you know, I said this to them on the loudspeaker the other day. We work really hard, really, really hard. That field outside did not come without a lot of tears and a lot of sweating and a lot of fighting to get that field. We're going to open up the culinary room hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I've been told everything is approved. We're just waiting for the gas to be turned on. That didn't happen by accident either. And as you know, I had to fight an extra year to get the gas stoves, because they should be gas stoves if our students compete in scholarship competitions. We just got more money to upgrade either the baseball field or the softball field. It looks like the softball field has to come first, because if we don't do the softball field first, we can't drive over the new football field with equipment. And if we do baseball, then we can't get to the softball field. So I don't know how they're going to do that. If there's enough money, maybe they could do both. I don't know. But all of this stuff comes, and I need the kids to understand that it just doesn't happen by accident. Just these signs in here, everything that's up in here, it's thousands of dollars to make it look good. To buy all of the tables outside with the umbrellas and make them feel like they're in college and they have the right to go outside. People were here for a security meeting last Wednesday. They were blown away. They came downstairs. They could not believe the feel of our cafeteria here. Packed, filled, 4 periods packed. And they went outside. They couldn't believe how the kids were behaving, how nice they were, how the conversations, they were stunned. And the assistant principal security said, you know, don't jump to conclusions and say no to your principal. I said no to her. She pushed and pushed, and I said, all right, I'll try it. Because I said to him, listen, if it doesn't work out, what do we have to lose? We'll close the doors and they don't go outside. But if we expect them to behave and respect each other and no food into the street and all of that, it'll come out that way. So you know, I was on a rampage. Sing. It's November 14th and 15th. I'm just going to remind you, report cards are around the corner. The first report card is the 25th of October. There are going to be tears. I'm telling you now, because we've looked on scheduler already. Students are not doing their homework. I know they're here practicing, but they are, I told you already, it doesn't matter to me, not that I don't care, but it doesn't matter to me if they put in all this time already, or they painted scenery, or they choreographed dances. If they fail, they're out, and they're not going to be on stage. So I'm just giving you the heads up on that. Our open house is next week. I think you're having a table, right?
Yes.
So it's an important night for us. If you want to volunteer for your particular SLC table with the students and the staff, you could do that. If you don't want to be at the PTA table, there's always parents that have a lot of questions. So we do a few in here. We do a few in the dance gym. It's pretty spread out because it's gotten so big. We used to do everyone in here, and now it's so overwhelming. we probably have about 2,000 visiting. And if those of you have come in the past, you've seen it, it's just grown. And it's a wonderful feeling. We hosted, yesterday we hosted IS 75 and IS 2 that came to see ACMA. AFADA has 4 schools coming to see them. The forensics program has another 2 schools coming to see them. So we're opening up the programs during the day and letting the students have a real feel of what's going on with each of the programs. Homecoming is this Friday, 7 o'clock. My hope is that we get as many people into the stands this time, so we don't have what we had on opening night, which was that we had to turn away about 300 people because we just had no more seats. I mean, it was just unbelievable. The kids were so well behaved. It was an amazing night. At one point, if you weren't here, I grabbed the mic and said, all right, everyone, you have to ignore the game for 5 seconds and listen to me. I need everyone to stand and move to the right and then sit again. And everyone in the stands got up, moved to the right, and sat again so that we could fit more people into the stands. But then after a while, we can't. So we're going to have the clickers at the door so that we're within fire code because we don't want to, we don't want to be against fire code. God forbid something happens. So I hope that the students will be here. The tickets are on sale for the homecoming tailgating party that's going to follow homecoming in the parking lot. Okay, so we're going to do it that way because in the other years, we had a big game and then the dance had like 25, 30 kids at it. And it's just sad when that happens. So we're trying to go with the flow of the night. Hopefully our boys will win and that'll bring in a little extra energy and then we'll go right outside. Alive at 25. It's a pretty powerful program. We're starting it next week with the seniors. It's about driving, texting, drinking, taking drugs, and driving. It's all about driving. The presenters are dynamic and great. My teachers don't ever spam me. If someone comes in and speaks and they're horrible, they tell me right away. Everyone loved this presentation and it was super impactful, and the seniors last year absolutely blown away. So we start that for the seniors next week, and then they'll meet 4 times with this presenter over a couple of weeks. So there's different groups that'll go. Some start next week, some start the week after, and so on. So every senior will be part of it, every senior. Halloween. So Halloween is a big deal for us. We're a fun school. We like to celebrate. I'm at the door in a costume every single year. I give out tons of candy every morning. I unpack my car with tons of candy and I give out candy. We urge students to wear costumes. It's a fun day. Even though we're high school, it doesn't matter. Just no masks, no makeup, no weapons. All right, so if your kid says, should I wear a costume? Because the freshmen are under the impression that we say things and that they're going to be the only ones that participate and then everyone's going to laugh at them. Like they don't understand we just saw. Like I had pajamas on yesterday. Today, no, because I had meetings. But yesterday I had pajamas on. So we try to participate. We had plenty of staff members in Disney outfits today. Miss Gannon had on a Snow White outfit for half the day with her apple in hand. So we try to welcome the students the best we can. So share that. Safety comes first though, and I do, I get concerned, and I certainly get concerned when students are leaving here on a Halloween afternoon and taking buses and trains, and I hope that they just go home and they don't get involved in any nonsense. That's my big thing. And I just want to touch on it, and I'm not sure if I said this last time, so I'm just going to say it fast. So we're part of a grant with the Gates Foundation. Bill Gates has all that money. We're part of a grant that's studying 9th grade students and trying to change the mindset of how important the GPA is on the 9th grade level, and that students should maintain an 80 or above average from the start of high school. Like they can't wait till junior and senior year if they're planning. And we've had this discussion at SLT, at the school leadership team. College isn't for everyone, but it also helps no matter what kind of job you're getting if you're leaving with good grades. And that the good grades reflect good attendance, good skill building, and good engagement in the content so that you know things for when you leave here and you can have intelligent conversations with other people. So we're studying 35 students, 5 from each of the SLCs except for Math Science Institute because none of the students in Math Science came in with below an 80 GPA from middle school. So we took 5 students. The grant covers special ed, ESL, and minority students. So we're studying 35 students in the building. And we have plans of just interviewing them, speaking with them, mentoring them, and learning from them what we could do better as a school, so that when students make that transition from middle school to high school, they understand what's expected of them. We can make a smoother transition by supporting them the proper way, the right way, whether it be mentoring, academic supports, homework help, and so on. So that's what we're involved in. I don't have the 35 names with me, but if your child comes home and they're a freshman and they say, I was selected for a program, I just wanted you to be aware that this is the program. It's a college and career readiness program for ninth graders. And then what we'll do is what we learn from these 35 students, like we've done in the past, we'll roll out to the full ninth grade. All right? Are there any questions, concerns? Go ahead.
You're talking about driving for the seniors. Is there any chance we could do driver's ed here?
So we are looking into it. Miss Murphy's been on that now for a couple of weeks, figuring out how do we get someone to run driver's ed from here. And so hopefully if we get back some positive way, we'll definitely do it. I know, because,
I know.
yeah, my son is annoying me every single day.
I know.
Oh, Ma, I'll come to Stop and Shop with you. You haven't come to Stop and Shop with me for 16 years. You want to come now so you can drive my car?
Yes.
He's got a permit. He thinks he could drive everywhere now. Oh, I'm not ready for that. Anything else?
Pupil pad. A lot of parents have been complaining that they
Right.
aren't seeing their kids' information. at
So
all.
I met with
I'm
this-
having a problem just,
Getting-
once I get in, I could only see one class of all the grades, and then when I try to do another class, it tells me no records.
Right, so Sharif could tell you, we met with the CEO of the company today because we have been livid. This is the core of who we are. This is the communication, this is the information portal, this is our data, this is the anchor of our building. The CEO actually came from Manhattan today and met with us. Sharif was there, I was there. Mr. Derogenic, who is the point person for us, Julie Gambali, who is the programmer, Miss Murphy, who's going to be running our attendance program through Scheduler and CAS. CAS is the program that they scan in every morning with their ID card. And there have been some major glitches. They attribute it to a 20% increase in the number of users, and that their internal organization is not able, am I saying this right? Correct me along the way, but is not able to handle the amount of work that it has to do to accommodate an increase of 20% since last year. It's huge. They listened to everything we had to say. We had suggestions for improvement. We said right out, listen, don't add anything new to this. We don't want the bells and the whistles. We need the core to work very well, because our parents are frustrated, our students are frustrated, because we're hearing from the students that they do homework, they look, it's marked there, and then the next day it's not marked. We're losing data. Listen, the kids will never be hurt by it, but they're telling me the data comes back once they do an extractor of some sort, but the kids are frustrated and upset. I heard from parents, full blast today, that at 8 o'clock last night, scheduler went down, and kids had to do homework, and they couldn't get on Pupil Path. They couldn't get on Pupil Path to get their assignment to do their homework that was due today. So, technology is technology, and sometimes there's glitches, but it's not that we're not addressing it. We met with the CEO. She came right out to us today, and we sat down, and she stayed almost till 3 o'clock. So it was we didn't pull any punches. We just delivered it all, and we just said, listen, if we got to back out and look for another product, that's what's going to happen. I don't want to do that. I have a big staff. To train another staff in another project would be just monumental.
That you mentioned Pupil Path, it reminded me of that other
Monkey.
Hair monkey.
It's like I keep getting, there's another, and I'm like, I am not doing it. I actually called the number. It says, why do I keep getting every other week or that is a new password or a new whatever?
Right. So
I haven't
I'll
touched
explain
it, but
that.
I don't want to, why is this happening?
Because it contains so much personal information, especially when you're talking about the blue cards and the medical piece, that it is super important under HIPAA laws that they make sure that there's a lot of bills, a lot of hoops that you have to go through before you get in, so we know it's you. There are some issues if the names don't exactly line up with the person that, like when a parent has a different name than the student, there are some issues with that, so we have to re-enter, resubmit, and Allison could probably
Yeah.
tell you better. She's been directly handling those things.
So don't listen to the
Ju-
new.
If,
Yeah.
as long as you can sign in with your original,
Right.
stay with that
With the
original.
original, right.
If it happens where you can't, then you can call us, we'll try to figure it out. But I was just telling everybody, if you're getting it, and the only problem is, if you do sign on with the new one,
No, I haven't touched it
Don't.
because it just,
Don't.
you're getting
then you
so
have to
many
use
of them,
that one,
yeah.
right?
Right.
And it, like the thing with the names and everything, it does come up, and I tell everybody, we are not going to penalize your children. If they don't have something signed, make sure they just tell us. I mean, they can't be penalized, and I understand that's the biggest issue. I don't want these kids to think, oh my gosh, I didn't get my consent form signed by my mom,
Right, right,
but
right.
she's having trouble, and they're not gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Just let us know, and
We'll
I'll
let you
even
know.
let the teacher know.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
Right.
You know, it will roll out, and I'm promising
It'll
it's
get
gonna be
better
beautiful.
each time. I spoke to the CEO of that company today, as a matter of fact. And it's getting a little better all the time. You know, this is their very first year. We're one of their pilot schools. We're not paying for it. Other schools are paying a lot of money for it. We're not paying for it because we're helping them to iron out some of the kinks. So there's some growing pains. But I see great potential for it in the future.
So do we call you when we have issues with it? Because I can't get on it at all.
Yeah.
I gave up.
It's probably like a name or an issue, or maybe your email's wrong with something. So I'm an extension 11053.
Okay.
Or just ask your parent coordinator, Ms. Bennett, and they'll connect you.
No, I just wanted, I used my original account as long as I could until it told me it couldn't. And then I logged in with the other one and everything was
Was
there.
there.
So
Yeah,
it was-
it's all
I
there.
saw a lot of nightmare comments, but I didn't have that problem. So
Okay.
everything was still there.
And it's funny, sometimes I can see that everything's there,
Right.
but on your end, you can't
Don't
get
see
into it.
Okay.
So it's still, that's still the glitch we're trying to work out, because I can't really see what you're doing, what you have. But we're working on it. We're being patient.
And that's it. So nothing else for me? I just have to say one more thank you. Sharif stays, and he lives in Jersey, and it's a far commute, and he stays for all of our PTA meetings, so he can help share this communication with parents who can't come out and don't come out. So I just have to thank you, because I think it's important. And then Allison has been on, this has been a rough start to the year between Pupil Path and Care Monkey, and she's inundated. And so I thank you, and Alexis, thank you for coming out in the rain today.
Thank you, Mrs. D. Before I close, I just have two things that I forgot to mention. Our Barnes & Noble fundraiser, the information is on the table over there. There are pamphlets and then there's vouchers, so use them. It's December 14th. I don't know how to correct the date. And Title I, if you signed up to be on the Title I committee last year, could you come and give your name and your phone number up here, please? Because I think we're going to meet next month at 6:30.
And because with Title I, every student and staff member have free electronic access to the New York Times, starting tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got that today, I got that information today.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
I have one. The Penny Social,
Uh-huh.
they made an announcement, about that the tickets, they were gonna pre-sell tickets.
Yes.
So they started that already.
Did they start selling tickets?
That, we have nothing to do with that.
No, but it is part of the school.
Right,
funding.
right,
They
right.
they have not given me a date yet when they're gonna sell it.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
will
but they're
definitely.
gonna try to, do cheaper tickets.
Yeah, before
$60,
January or something like that. So I was just-
Before December
Yeah, before
31st.
January, yeah.
After January 1st, they go up to 65.
Right, okay.
And how many people are here that are senior parents? Okay, so you should be receiving a letter from me, if you didn't receive it yet, that has all of the information for all of senior year. So you'll know the cost of everything, the dates of everything, what's required of everybody, and in there, explains eligibility and all. So try to go through that.
Is that the email or regular mail?
No, regular mail, and we will have graduation at New Dorp, and it is the last day of school, because there are regions, chemistry and physics regions, the day before the last day. I don't know why the state is doing that, but, so we have to move it to the last day. So it'll be here, it'll be 10 o'clock on the 26th. so it won't interfere with August 24th.
Okay, anything else? Anybody, comments, questions? We're good?
In regards to the penny social, if anybody wants to contribute anything, wants to come and help wrap baskets, get in touch with me. I'll get you in touch with the ladies who are running it. More hands, we do the work. And it's a huge fundraiser for us, so just, even if you can't come, if you have something that you want to donate, a gift certificate you don't want, something.
Right.
It always helps.
And get involved with the penny social, because you know what, the PTA does benefit from it as well. We do get some funds from that, so that does go back to the kids. Everything that they make goes back to the kids. So, and again, any fundraiser that we run, please get involved, pass it around. And with that, I can close the meeting. Yes, everybody's good? All right, I'd like to make a motion to close tonight's meeting. Second. Good night, everyone, and thank you for coming.